Hello everyone. For the first time, as a part of the festival, we decided to call the entries on the basis of a theme. And this theme was COVID and its consequences and repercussions of people. In all, we ended up receiving more than 500 entries for the festival with a range of expressions and from all genres. We really hope that this selection of films speaks to you and offers you an aspect of human life that maybe you haven't considered before. I would now like to call upon the director, Mr. Praveen Nahar, to give his opening remarks and declare the festival open.
And hello, everyone. Dear students, colleagues from NID, fellow panelists, participants, and the esteemed audience from India and all over the world. So the festival seems to have aligned with the times, and it is based on unique experiences in the times of virus and the lockdown, from its impact on life and emotions. So it also opened up a lot of opportunities for to tell stories. So on behalf of NID community, I would like to extend my gratitude and thanks to all contributors for the films and various events. And I wish this edition of Alpaviram all the best.
It is indeed a historic event because Alpaviram, the festival of short films, started with very, very humble beginnings in 2011. And in very short time, it became one of the most sought after film festivals in this part of the world. Filmmaking as a process has become even more democratic, right? Thanks to the technology and the internet and the accessibility to a simple smartphone or a mobile, that even the common person today is empowered to create and share their stories through this beautiful medium of films. And I'm very proud that the National Institute of Design is hosting such a film festival. These people who have made these films and contributed to the film festival, each one of those are winners in their own sense. And more importantly, the audience, each one of you who is able to join us in this film festival, sitting wherever you are in the world, you guys are also winners in the true sense that you are able to access this amazing collection. Welcome everyone once again, and sit back and enjoy the film festival. Thank you.
One didn't know that this will happen because the world is going through really bad times, and COVID-19 has sort of changed the way we look at the world. So there is this situation, but we managed to pull off another edition, all thanks to a lot of people working on this, online, offline, and of course the people who submitted their films from all over the world. And of course, as you know, this is a Global South Film Festival, deliberately so. Global South Film Festival of short films, very short films, on the pandemic-related experiences of the young people. And this is deliberate because I think it's time Asia, Africa, and South America came together in ways they have not been. And we don't need to hear our voices via European or American capitals. We need to hear our voices through each other directly. And it's kind of wonderful that this is finally happening, even though in an online format. And this can only happen in a place like NID, because NID is a multi-disciplinary place where we look at cinema in a much more organic way, unlike in a traditional film school. In our 40 plus films which we are showing, or very short films from 3 to 5 minutes, we have live action, we have animation, we have experimental stuff. And so the boundaries are sort of expanding, and we are also expanding with it. But the fundamental thing of storytelling remains, and stories are basically told to heal. The world which we have created is in a mess currently. And I'm sure the stories we tell, and the stories we encourage others to tell, and the stories we listen to would help in healing this world, in making it a happier place. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the festival, and I hope you enjoy the selection of films, and I hope you enjoy the exhibition of railway photographs by Apurva, This has been my dream for a very long time, to bring Apurva's photographs into Alpavirama. Then Prachi and Akhila and Ruchi, all ex-students of Film and Video NID, are going to talk about how video can be taken beyond the rectangle, how stories are being told in moving image in what is called multi-platform settings. That should be an exciting discussion coming Saturday in the afternoon. And then in the evening, Abhijit Mupul-Kishore is taking the master class, and that should be also fun, because how do you film the city, and how does a cinematographer's eye look at the city, and how does a filmmaker's eye look at the city? Because Abhijit is not only a cinematographer, but he is also a filmmaker of repute. Hitesh, who is going to be interacting with Abhijit, is himself filmmaker and a sound recordist, and it should be fun listening to both of them. We are so happy, me and Prachi and Shrinkala and Pralhad and Hitesh and everyone else in the film and video department of NID, to bring this to you. Have fun, my dears. Thank you so much.
And now for the musical part of the ceremony, we have with us Ms. Vedi Sinha. She is a FPC alumna and an accomplished singer. She is going to be performing 2 songs for us. So Vedi, without much ado, over to you.
A song by Kabir that literally talks about how all the knowledge we need, all the truth we need is all around us. If only we can extend our arms and reach for it. पीले अमी रस धारा गगन में झड़ी लगी, बूंद का प्यासा घड़ा बार पाया, सपने में वो स्वाद न आया। बूंद का प्यासा घड़ा बार पाया, सपने में वो स्वाद न आया। कहो किसे कैसे समझाए, कहो किसे कैसे समझाए। बूंद की तरन लगी, पीले अमी रस धारा गगन में झड़ी लगी, पीले अमी रस धारा गगन में झड़ी लगी। प्यास बिना क्या पिएगा पानी, प्यास के लिए है ये पानी। प्यास बिना क्या पिएगा पानी, प्यास के लिए है ये पानी। बिना अधिकार कोई नहीं जानी, बिना अधिकार कोई नहीं जानी। अमृत रस की जड़ी लगी, पीले अमी रस धारा गगन में झड़ी लगी, पीले अमी रस धारा गगन में झड़ी लगी। I will move forward to the song I wanted to share today. A song that my journey gave me, a song that teaches me every day. Rang De. Angiya bhigi, chunar bhigi, angiya bhigi, chunar bhigi, bhigi, bhigi mori boli। रंगा दिनी भाया
sa oli.
I would now like to request Apurva to take the spotlight and share more nuances about this exhibition.
Me being asked to exhibit at the prestigious NID is probably the biggest honor I've had as a rail fan so far. This exhibition is about the Indian Railway fans, the people who love Indian Railways. We are the odd people who photograph trains. We have come together under the umbrella of Indian Railway Fan Club, which is an internet based organization. There is no structure, there are no leaders, there are no followers. It's just a group of rail fans who for the last 25 years have been doing study, discussion, archiving about the Indian Railways. Indian Railways is one of the things that India should be truly proud of. You have gargantuan statistics, largest employer in India, third largest network in India, in the world. You run over 22,500 trains every day. You serve 23 million passengers every day. We have an online gallery. We have an archive of material. It is so good that sometimes Indian Railways refers to our FAQs for guidance because all the materials are available readily and basically it's open to everyone, and there isn't a motive in why we are doing it. We are doing it because we love the Indian Railways. I live in Pune, so we are very fortunate to have a lot of scenic sections near my home. So you will see pictures of a place called Shindavne, which is a ghat section about 35 kilometers southeast of Pune. You will see a place called Daundaj. You will see a place called Adarki. You will of course see pictures from Bhor Ghat, which is the ghat between Khandala and Karjat. You will see pictures from Konkan Railways. These are the railways near me. My job doesn't permit me to go very far. My rail fanning is in a way focused to what is around me. We are doing a lot of research about the historical aspects of Bhor Ghats, and there is also an abandoned meter gauge ghat section which is near the Shindavne place that I told you about. And we're doing work on it. We're steadily building up our knowledge. A lot of our thoughts are based on hypothesis. It's based on postulation that this is what could have happened, because industrial archaeology of India is something which is not very clear. Satyajit Ray made this film with an absolutely impossible budget of something like 75,000 rupees. He didn't have any money whatsoever. So we were thinking that this could not be, he wouldn't go far, because some of the people on our forum say this is somewhere else in a narrow gauge section, Islampur, Katwa. So that is a narrow gauge railway. This is one of them. But no, it is very much on the main line. And in 1952-53, this was a broad gauge. There were steam powered trains which ran between Howrah and Burdwan. And this is, there are actually three different trains in the scenes, if you see it. The lengths are different, the locomotives are different. What you see in the scene, the young boy Apu, and he hears a whistling sound. Now, that's not the sound of suspense as you put in a film, but that is actually the sound of a whistling telephone pole. So the older people amongst us who are present today know what we are talking about. In earlier times, there were cheap telephone poles which were made by sheet steel, which was folded up and riveted. So those things were open at the top and they used to whistle. Plus they had wires. So they were like strings of an instrument, and you had an absolutely eerie sound which is portrayed in the film. So if you look at the scene now, young Apu puts his ear to the telephone pole, trying to understand what it is. Then he asks his sister that, what is this? And then the sister hears, Durga, she hears the train coming. And then that's something that we also do. We listen to a train coming from distance, and then we run towards it, or we try to position ourselves and capture the beauty of the train going in the section through our cameras, or if nothing, through our eyes. We just experience the sensation of a train going by. You know, it's becoming a problem because of the digital cameras. Our eyes are always seeing the scene from the viewfinder. Sometimes last few scenes, I close my eyes, I just smell as the train goes by, or open my eyes and look outside the viewfinder. So I may not get the last very critical shots, but that's worth it because I'm here to participate in the joy of the train being next to me. This exhibition is not about me, but it's about celebrating Grand Indian Railways. What you see is the reality. If you go there, this is what you will see. I would want you guys to actually travel unreserved second class in a stopping train, and it goes from stop to stop to stop, and you don't go very far, but you will see the changing landscape. If you go from Pune to Satara, the accent changes, feel of the atmosphere changes, the smell in the air changes. So all those things you can have at almost no cost at all. So the exhibition celebrates the Indian Railways, so please enjoy. Thank you so much.
You can also access the exhibition through the NIT website, and the exhibition will be open till the end of this month, till the end of October. Moving on to the most important aspect of the film festival, which are the films themselves. So today, the day one package has already started premiering at 4 p.m. on YouTube, on Alpviram 2020 online YouTube channel. This edition of Alpviram has been supported by Takshila Educational Society. They are one of our supporters, and we sincerely hope that you enjoy the films, and thank you so much for being a part of the opening ceremony. Thank you.